Hello, hello. Oh, I missed who was first. Who was first? Teresa, I think you're first. Hi, Lynn. Hi, Teresa. Hi, Lori. Hi, Valerie. Hi, Deb. Hi, Miss Tammy. Hi, Mindy. Hi, Kara. Hi, Jamie. Jill is here. Janice, Eileen. Y'all are popping on so fast I can't see. Sharon's here. Elizabeth, Jessica, Sunny, Megan, Joquetta. Thank y'all for being here. Look at these beautiful nails we're going to do tonight. Isn't that pretty? Hi, Lee. Thank you, Mindy. We could definitely use it. We really appreciate it. Really appreciate it. Oh, thank you, Elizabeth. We appreciate that. Hi, Maria. How's it going? Lemons are everywhere. Every time I see these lemony patterns, it makes me want it in my kitchen. And then I'm like, oh, that's a little busy. I don't know if I could do it. I love it, but I don't know if I could do it or not. I'm not a yellow person. So that would be my only reasoning behind it. I feel like I would get tired of it really soon. But now I love blue. I love blue. Thank you, Marcy. Appreciate it. Hi, Linda. How's it going? Hi, Brandy. What y'all up to in the salon? You love all things lemon. I do too. And you know what? I love anything flavored lemon. Like, it's one of my favorite desserty kind of things to eat as well. The more sour, the better. Lemon pound cake. Lemon this. Lemon. Girl, stop. Stop. You like light lemon flavor? You don't like fruit nails? Yeah, these are pretty. They're really, really elegant. Very pretty. Lemon water is all for you. Hi, Peggy. Hi, Gina. How you doing? So we're about packed for Premiere Orlando, which is next weekend. If you're in that area and you're going to be there, stop by our booths. We have a double booth, 2311 and 2313, side by side. And we're bringing all of this eye candy with us, all 150 some pieces. We will even have fall eye candy at the Premiere Orlando show. We're taking it all. Hi, Karen. Hi, Bryn. So we'd love to see you stop by. I love blue and yellow too. This is the summer eye candy collection. If you saw my little live earlier today, this one, Sugar Plum Pop, this one is going to go first. We are super limited quantities on this. And once this one sells out, then we can't sell a full set anymore because we won't have any of that one. So that was my whole reasoning for going live earlier today, is so that I could let you know that. Just real quick, I'm going to check this quantity and just see how many we've got remaining here real fast before I get into the live, so I can let you know. Let's see. It looks like, well, it's not quite loading for me, so I can't really tell you. Well, let's get to it. If you've not seen this summer collection, look at these. Aren't these beautiful? So there's a bunch of neons in here. Let's pull those out first. Here, 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 here. There's about 8 pieces of that that's really, really, really super bright. Look at these, how pretty. Oh, honey. And then there are about 4 pieces that are really vivid blues. I guess you could call that a bright blue too, even though it's dark or a little bit darker when I put 2 colors on. And then there are these 2. I'm going to swatch these real fast for you, and then I'm going to show you this lemon tutorial. So let's get it. Let's get it real fast. I'm going to swatch on these tips that come with the big Queen Ladybug binder. And I'm going to start with this blue one. This is called Patriotic. Patriotic. Look at her. This is almost a little bit of a jelly polish. Almost, not quite. 1 coat, I feel like she would be jelly. 2 coats, she's going to turn darker, and it's going to be more opaque. And just let that level out real quick. Isn't that beautiful? Patriotic. Oh, honey. It's one of the must-have blues in my opinion. Give her a ring pop. That's the shade of red that's in this collection. Now, this red has a really blue undertone to it. It's one of those, it's like a deep cherry kind of red. Real, real pretty, and that's only 1 coat, as you can see. Look at those 2 side by side. Isn't that pretty? July 4th coming up, Independence Day. Very pretty. Let's cure those 2. And we're going to keep swatching. That was Give Her a Ring Pop. Now, one of the colors I'm going to be using tonight is called Kit Kat. This is a yellow, but it's got a little brown and a little green undertone in this yellow. And I'm going to use this for the shading on my lemons tonight. See that? Kit Kat. And one more that's not, I think there's 2 more maybe that's not in this neon family. We've got Bubblegum Cigar. Remember? Look, if back in the day when my babies were born, you bought pink or blue bubblegum cigars and gave out if you were a new parent. Y'all remember that? Child, everybody was bringing you some bubblegum cigars. And that's where this one got its name. Bubblegum Cigar. Look at this blue. How pretty. Nice little vivid light blue. All right, let's keep going. Now this, I can already tell I'm going to be in love with. This is called Rock Candy Mountain. If you love fairy floss that's in the original core line of this, you're going to love Rock Candy Mountain. She's in the same color family, but this is like a deep periwinkle. Oh boy, this is pretty. And just give her a second to level out there. Rock Candy Mountain. So creamy. These gel polishes really level out really nice and pretty. All right. On to the ones that you're going to need your sunglasses for. Tonight we're going to paint our lemons with Tart Attack. That's a pun for heart attack. Only Tart Attack. This yellow is beautiful. It is a true lemon yellow. Really bright neon lemon yellow. Tart Attack. Now this is in a 12-piece collection. Some of y'all have picked this up already. Look at that yellow, how pretty. Oh! Sometimes it's hard to get a bright yellow without it turning orange. Tart Attack. And let's look at the other yellow that's in this. This is called Jaw Dropper, and this neon yellow has that green undertone to it. I'll swatch it right across from this one so you can see the difference in it. You're going to see it right away. This is almost like highlighter yellow, except on the green side. Let that level just a minute. There you go. Jaw Dropper's your favorite. It's a really pretty one, isn't it? Okay, in the light we go. Lollipop. That's the way my 3-year-old would say lollipop. Lollipop. This pink is insane. Oh, child, you talk about bright.
It goes perfectly with the Beetle Box colors too.
Oh, Rebecca says this goes really perfect with the Beetle Box colors. This almost matches my shirt I have on tonight. You know, neons are really hard to photograph. Those of you that work behind the chair. Yeah, aren't they? Because when you take their picture, they want to change color on you. Lollipop. And right beside of that one, let's grab this Orange You My Crush. Yeah, especially the pinks. The pinks do change color when you photograph them. And this is your true neon orange. There we go. In the lamp. Oh, we got about 3 more. We're rocking through this. Next up, one of my favorites, Candy Crush. This is like a neon Tiffany blue or a neon, kind of like a deep aqua. Or maybe a neon turquoise would be better to say. That's really, really pretty. The other pink one in this collection is called Tropical Smoothie. Now, this hot pink has a blue undertone. This hot pink has a warmer, a coral undertone. So if you don't like a hot pink with coral, you're going to like this one, Tropical Smoothie. There we go. These colors just make you happy, don't they? Super, super bright. And last but not least in this collection, let me put the top on this, is the one we're super low stock on, Sugar Plum Pop. Look at this. Here we go. Look at the pretty coverage you get just in one coat with that. Ooh, I can see this one at Halloween. It looks good beside of that orange, doesn't it? So pretty. All right, now let's cure that. And we'll compare these side by side when they come out of here. Now tonight, for the lemon nails I'm going to show you, I am using Patriotic. Let's go ahead and pull those while that's in the lamp. I'm going to use Tart Attack for the lemons. And you can, I don't know if you can see that little bit of shading I've done on my lemon? I have done that with Kit Catch. This would make a beautiful set of press-on nails. And now I've also painted my greenery with gel polish, and I have made that green color mixing these three colors. Okay, in addition to this, let me grab my decals. We're going to use, this is in our summer release. This is called, this is our blue tiles from our Moroccan Mirage theme. And I have used those. Any place you see this blue decoration here, 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 here. It's just beautiful, isn't it? Just absolutely gorgeous. All right, so let's get our nail tips prepped here. I think I already have them in the light. Let's see. I do. I have one white one. Let's get a matte top coat on here so we can start our decals on this one. Now, one of these I'm going to do just blue, which I guess we really don't even have to polish that one. Maybe we do. Maybe we do. Let's get our sample here. And let's zoom in a little so we can kind of see what we're doing. I already have my decals open. I don't want to open that one. And before I get started, we're going to take a pair of scissors and we're going to cut some of these in half. I'm going to do, well, we'll just do these two. I love these. These are nice and flat. Now, they have a tiny bit of texture when you rub over it, but they're not like a 3D decal. They're going to lay really pretty and flat in the nail surface. So, once we have that matte top coat cured on here, we're going to wipe this down. We're going to prime that nail surface with a little alcohol. Okay. And I think I want that one for my French tip, so we will do this one for the nail. And we're just going to cut this decal in half. Just like that. They want to stick to my gloves when I have gloves on. Now, these are very, very thin, so you want to be careful when you take these off of here. I like to take mine off with tweezers or an X-Acto knife. And I'm just going to lift up on the edge of that very carefully. Here we go. And I'm going to pop half of this right up here. And the other half maybe down here somewhere. Now, we have these decals in another color, too. I believe they're pink and orange, I want to say. Pink and orange. And let's pop this one, oh, about right here. Look how easy that was. Let's take our buffer. And we'll just let that kind of cut that extra decal off. If you're working on a human, you're going to have to use your little tweezers or scissors, your scissors on that area. Okay. Now, I want to seal these decals up. There's no need to seal it just this second because I can do a little bit of the painting on here and then I can seal it up. And that way I don't have so many top coats on. So I'm going to show you how to paint the lemon first, and then we will kind of shrink that down and make it smaller on one of these other nails. Y'all ready? Let's paint some lemons. It's super easy. It's, what do they call? Easy peasy lemon squeezy. Okay, so here's Tart Attack. And then for that shading, we're going to use Kit Kat. And I'm going to need a little touch of white gel polish too, my angel food cake. I know I have that sitting here. So let's grab that. Right there. And then let's get a little bit of Patriotic. Just a teensy bit. I'm going to grab 9mm brush. And we want our lemon to sit between our decals here. Let's look at our sample. See right there she is. The only thing I forgot to do was put my shading around my lemon so it kind of pops it up off of that white nail. I noticed that after I had mounted them to my little bar here. So let's put that on this one. So when we paint a lemon, our lemon is 2 parenthesis marks that touch each other, top and bottom. It's like a big old teardrop shape. She's going to lay sideways here. Let me adjust my camera slightly. I feel like I'm having to stretch way far. There we go. There we go. All right. So, parenthesis. And parenthesis. Let's go ahead and color that in. If you feel more comfortable using a 00 brush here, you could. But I need my ends of this lemon to kind of pull out to a little point. And if I'm using that brush, I might not get it completely pulled out. So there, now watch. And pull to a point. Come back up here. And pull that out to a point. Now we can adjust the size of the lemon. My lemon too skinny. She needs to be a little plumper. I definitely want her a little plumper down here because I'm going to lay a shadow in there. So let's go a little bit bigger. Now look at her. And maybe just a little bit right there. Perfect. Pull that out just a hair more. And this way. And now let's go ahead and cure that. That was easy, wasn't it? Yes, it was, Miss Tracy. Y'all are so quiet tonight. Now, while that's in the lamp curing, let's make us some green paint here. We're going to take into the side of this Tart Attack. I'm going to take just a tiny bit of that blue. Patriotic. And we're going to make us a light shade of green there. I don't want to use up all my yellow because I need that for my other lemons. Look how pretty she is. Then I want you to do the same thing right over here in the edge of, what was her name again? Kit Kat. Little touch of that blue. And go right over here. We're going to make a darker green. A little bit more blue. Oh, that looks pretty good to me. Maybe a little bit more in there. There we go. So now we have our dark green, we have our brighter green. Is that our shading on our lemon? So whatever the bottom part of the lemon is, gets this Kit Kat. Load that on your brush. Oh, and I'm going to need just a touch of matte top coat here too. Just right there. Kit Kat, don't go all the way to the edge. Matte top coat. And now we're going to blend this. Blend, 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 blend. And blend it out just a little bit more. Child, did you see that magic happen? And now right on the top of your lemon, go in your white gel polish. And we add highlight. Let's add her this way. Right there. And we cure. Questions so far? Yes, no, maybe, none. Let's grab us a, what kind of brush do we want? I think I want a 00 brush for this. I believe. Yes, let's use 00. Now we're going to take this matte top coat that we've put on the palette right here. Y'all seen me do this before when I do it with black. We take a tiny bit of Patriotic. We go into that blue with the matte. And we're going to make a sheer, really sheer blue that we can shade with. And be super careful not to get over in the edges of these decals because we haven't sealed up those decals yet. Could we use the matte on the highlight? Well, I didn't blend out the highlight. I left the highlight really stark. See there? If we blend out the highlight over this yellow, we won't see it. All right, now we're going to go right under here, right under this lemon. That's a little bit dark. Let's just get some plain matte and I will blend this out. Definitely blend it. Pick up a little of that color. Oh, there we go. There we go. There we go. Look. Look at her little shadow. This is like she's just kind of laying on the table. Oh. That is beautiful. Could you use your new jelly colors for which part, Leanne? I want just a really faint shadow in the, for the shading, I don't know. I've never tried jelly colors with shading. You could try it. Now, you see how my top shading is much lighter than my bottom shading, right? We want it to look a little heavy under that bottom. Okay, and now we cure that. Let me just double check and make sure I don't have any of that on my lemon. I think I have a little touch of it right there. There we go, and we cure, and that's all there is to the lemon. While that's curing, let's put us a white French tip on this little lady. Let's do it. And now we'll even her out a little bit. Oh, Jess says they work well for shading, but you still may need to thin them out. Okay, good to know. Good to know. Now I'm going to put a deep smile line on here. And go right up the side of the nail here. This is going to be pretty. Now this nail is a different shape nail than what I have my samples on. I just realized that. It's okay. It's okay. It'll just show how it looks on both kinds of nails, won't it? And honestly, you don't have to be too perfect with your French on something like this, because part of our hand painting is going to cross over the top of that French. I think that's good enough. You really struggle with shading or with your French? Have you watched your Beetleborgs classes doing a perfect French? So your Beetleborgs VIP was how to get a perfect deep smile line, one of your classes. You should go look at that. That might help. There might be some tips or tricks on there for you. Now, we've got this one pretty much done where I want it to be. I think at this point, I'm going to go ahead and put my greenery on here before I seal it. And that way I can take care of all this at once. I'm going to go in this dark green that I mixed. And let's go this way. Boing. And let up on that pressure. And let's go this way. Boing. And now the same shape we made the lemon with is what we make the leaf with. Look. It's almost like a little baby lemon, only it's green. We'll put one there. Oh, we'll put one here. I'll do one here. They can be tinier. You can have some a little bit bigger, some close to the stem, some far away from the stem. I'm trying not to get over into the edge of that decal just yet. And now let's pull out the end of that little leaf. Look. Boing. Same thing down here where I laid this little guy in. Now I am on the edge of a decal there. Did y'all see that? Let's get that off of there. We may have to wait till we seal up. Oops, I got my shading. Got my shadow. Shucks. There we go. You love these so much. I'm so glad. Let me blend this out, and then we'll go ahead and cure this, so we don't have any more boo-boos. Blend, blend, blend. There we go. Let's go ahead and cure that. And because our next stage on this one is a decal, we got to get our mat going on here. And obviously, if you're doing a square shaped nail, you may have to choose a different kind of or size of decal than what I chose. These little blue tile decals have 3 or 4 sizes on them. Oh, and they have a, where did my decal, oh, look at these. Look at these little things right here. The filigree. For tiny short nails, that would be all you need. And they're itty bitty down here, look. I just think blue and white is such a comforting color combination. But this little pop of yellow with it, oh, honey, it makes it pretty. Now, let me change the position of my leaf down here so I don't get it into the side of that decal. And we'll go right there. Had I put a matte top coat down, I could paint over top of the decals if I want. I'm trying to do this all in one get-go. And kind of connect her there. Oh, and maybe we just put one little leaf going this direction. Yep. Now let's go in this light green. We can't put this on these leaves, but the ones that we've already cured, wherever we want the top of the leaf to be, has to get a highlight of that light green. Boing. Let's mix a little white with that light green. Just a touch. Make it even lighter. That's it. That's it. And we can kind of go through, give her some more little curly cues here. And just that little bit of shading, look what that does to the leaf. I'm going to try and see if I can add it on top of the wet gel polish. It may let me. Yes, she did. All right, in the light we go. Okay, while that cures, let's get our decal on this one. Now this one's a little trickier for placement, so you can't whack this one in too. When you cut this one, you have to cut it so it sits the smile line of your French. So let's look here and see. We're not going to have to cut too much out of there. Just that bottom segment. Can you see that? The one that looks like a little heart on the bottom? Everybody seeing that? So let's grab our scissors. And let's cut it here. And here. Now let's check it again before we take it off of there. Look how perfect. That's gonna fit. Let's get this off. I think this makes such a pretty backdrop for this design. All right, lift that very carefully so you don't tear it. There we go. And now we place. These suckers are sticky, honey. There we go. Look how pretty that is. If you didn't do the lemons on it, you could wear it just like that. Very pretty. Now this one I have to seal up. I can't go any further on this one without doing it because my design has to overlap this decal slightly. And you can save even those little pieces you cut off there. You can save that for itty bitty teensy tiny Frenches. All right, let's seal this. Velvet matte top. Now I want my design to stay matte, but I want my lemons to be shiny. You could leave it all one if you want, but you know me, I like that. I like the play off the matte and the shiny. Okay, in the lamp we go. And now this one is ready. Okie dokie. Here we go, GGO. We're going to paint these little itty bitty tiny lemons. Look, let's look at our sample. Technically, you don't want an even number of lemons on here. You want an odd number. And look where the lemons are. The lemons are up in the natural portion of that nail. So the leaf, they just slightly overlap where that French smile line starts. You don't want your lemon to sit over top of that or else you hide this. So ever so slightly it's going to overlap. Let's get our first one on. And you really got to shrink these down now according to the other size that we did. Let's put the first one right here. Always make it smaller than what you think you need to, because you can make it larger. But start a little bit tinier and then widen it out. So there's lemon number 1. She's going to sit right there. Lemon number 2 is going to sit, let's have her about right up here. Right in this area. And now let's widen it. And lemon number 3, you kind of want it to sit in between these two, right over here. And then we'll cure this. Oh, let's make her a little bit bigger. Yes, that looks good. In we go. Okay, we have a couple questions. Yep.
Can you do this on short square nails?
Can we do this on short square nails? You certainly can. Look, you're just going to shrink everything down. Condense the size.
And then what color did you use of the base of the French nail you're working on now?
The French one I'm working on is Graceful. It's Graceful Rubber Base. You're talking about this one, right? If so, that's Graceful. Let me put her back in the light. We only have 12 of that Graceful in stock as well. All right, we're going to have Ladybug Luster on our palette. And we're going to, look, I'm still going to use 9mm here just because I don't want this to run everywhere. I'm going to put down a slip layer right over top of lemon. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. And if you want it to lay fairly flat, you can stop with this layer. What you don't want is this to run outside your lemon onto the white surface of the nail. You only want the lemon to be shiny. And pull right out here into the little point. And now double check it. Make sure look how pretty. She's not really popped up. I'm going to take this belly of my brush and I'm going to grab this. And I'm going to lay that little bead down that direction. Let her flow into place. And now I'm going to cure it. And that's all she'll need. You love this? Thank you. All right, our greenery is next over here. These are so easy to do. Now we got to ground these lemons. We can't just let her hang out here with nothing. Let's put a stem on that lemon and pull that off the side of the nail. And where the stem is attached to the lemon, just press your brush down, boing, and make that just a little bit wider. Did you see that? Look right in there. And let's bring this one on up this direction. Press. Press, and then let up on the pressure and right off the side of the nail. And right here, let's put us some leaves right on there. I got to mix some more dark green. I'm just about out. Little blue, little Kit Kat. And now let's do our leaves. This is why we needed that decal sealed up, because I'm going to go right over the edge of that and pull into the stem. Right here, we've got some Nike white that doesn't have a decal on it. Perfect spot to put a leaf. Look how pretty. Oh, let's add another little leaf right here. And remember, the tinier the nail, the tinier the what? The tinier the art. Yep. Pull out the end of those leaves. Let's put a leaf right here. And pull that in. Let's do one here. Remember, we don't want this extra white space to look awkward on the side of our French tip here. And pull that leaf out. And pull right into the side. That looks really pretty. And I'm just going to put just a teensy little bit of just some little green vines. Let's cure that, and then we'll do the highlight on the leaf and the shading on the lemon. Already very pretty. Was there another question? You ordered the Eye Candy Summer Collection earlier today. Oh, yay, Deborah, thank you. We appreciate it. Let's look at the one we got done. Isn't she pretty? And you can see this nail's much shorter than this nail. But the design is still the same. Still very, very pretty. All right, make sure you don't have any of that green in your brush. We're going to go into the side of Kit Kat here. And we're going to do our shading on our lemon. Look, the tinier the lemons, the harder this is to put on. So don't overload your brush, just a little bit. And we'll put this on the bottom. Boing, right there. Let's do all three while we have it in our brush. Okay, dry wipe your brush, a little tiny bit of matte top coat, and this matte is what we blend that out with. Don't blend under it, only blend on top of it. You want that crispy line under the bottom of it. See how that just softened it? And a little bit, and a little bit. All right, that one got a little too close to the edge of my lemon. So let's clean up just ever so slightly right there. I want that brighter line under the bottom. Now our little highlight is just plain white gel polish. You could use a white liner here. And a little bit there. All right, let's go into our light green and let's put the highlight on our leaf while we're here. Keep this very simple. These decals have got a lot going on, and if you try to get too involved with your leaves and your lemons, yeah, it's just going to be too much. You'll have overkill on these nails. And now let's go in with just a little bit of that light green and pull her right up through there. And we cure. We do have a fall release of eye candy, but that's the last one for the year. I know, they are super cute, aren't they? Now this one I didn't do anything except apply 2 coats of Patriotic. You know what would be really pretty over this is if you have a matching blue chrome, or maybe if you have one of the color shifting Omnichromes that you would want to use with that. I think that would be really pretty. Yeah, it's just a tiny bit of shading. Now these ones, the little baby lemons we just did, we're not going to put this blue shading underneath there. We're not going to do it. And you can see I accidentally touched the top of my lemon to the top of my lamp right there. See right there? How would we fix that? We would actually have to buff that down and go over it with a second top coat. I'm not going to do it since we're just doing this for art purposes. But we don't have that much room in here to do the shading. Plus, we're not working on a white surface like we were over here. We had to pop that lemon up off of the white surface. So now we final matte top coat. Oh, wait, I want to do something else. Take your tiny daughter, little itty bitty dotting tool in this blue gel polish and just go right through here and add you some micro dots. Just like that. Oh, yes. It's these little teeny tiny details like this that make it all pull together. There and there. Look how pretty. Now we can cure it. And we got a little bit of this shiny top coat left on our palette. When that comes out, we're going to put that on Well, let's see. We need to matte top coat it, and then we will put that on our lemons only. On our lemons only. Any other questions? There are, let's see here. I'm trying to pull this up. There are 9 of these collections right there left. Full collections. Only 9. All right, let's matte top coat this, and then we're going to shiny top coat our lemons. And all this is flat already except the lemons. Anytime you paint in gel polish, guys, you're going to have some texture going on, okay? You will always have texture going on. So if you don't want to see that texture under your top coat, you would want to smooth that out with a little bit of metallic glaze. You can see when it gets over that lemon, my light line gets wavy. We're not going to see that because this is matte. Maria, she's a nut. She's like, only 8, Miss Tracy, only 8. Thank you, Maria. Y'all have to admit, this is pretty eye-catching for summer, isn't it? Yes, it is. Now, listen, if you were going to use, while that's in the lamp curing, let me show you the other decals that match these blue ones. Look at these ones. Ooh, honey. These are the multicolor tiles. You could do the same thing with this, and instead of doing, you could do lemons with it, but instead of lemons, you could do oranges because you have orange in here. You could do strawberries. You could do, what did Leanne said? I need to do cherries. We could do cherries with this one, couldn't we? Cherries are popping right now. Peaches, anything. You could do the same concept, but replace that. Which I'm in love with this color. I love these ones. Now here's what she looks like all matte. Let's take a little bit of that shiny top coat and let's just put a teeny tiny bit on our little itty bitty baby lemons. Now, not to worry, these eye candy colors will stay in our core collection. If we sell out, we do have them remade. It just takes us a few weeks to get them. But they will stay in the core. Look at that, how pretty. Now, take you just a little bit and plop, and plop, and plop. And now we cure. Like little footballs, little lemon footballs. And that's it. How simple was that? What time is it? Child, I'm done 5 minutes early. I am racing the clock here. Real quick, tonight's bundle is the 12-piece Summer Eye Candy Collection. I'll throw those under here. Let's see. I've got the samples I did. Hold on. There are 3. I don't know where I put the other samples. Oh, here they are. Here they are. Look at those. We don't have eye candy neons in anything else. Thank you, Janice. We really appreciate it. We greatly appreciate that. And then don't forget about your blue Moroccan tiles that I used tonight. Right here. And we will keep you posted. We appreciate the prayers. We appreciate the hugs. If you haven't heard, Keith's mother is very close to passing. And my grandmother was admitted to hospital either yesterday or day before. So she is getting ready to be 98 or 99 years old, maybe 99. So, yes, we would appreciate the prayers. You're getting ready to get yours. All right. Listen, I'll see you Wednesday. I don't know where I'll be coming live from on Wednesday because I will be traveling, but I will see you Wednesday. And I hope y'all have a wonderful week. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.